Welcome to Tech Talk with eTop Technology. I'm BJ Pote. This week we're going to talk a little bit more about technology, where it's going, and how it can help you move your business forward. So interesting news this week is Apple is actually starting to cut some production of their main devices, so iPhones, and potentially a cancellation of the iPhone X, along with a potential reduction in some of their chipsets for business. So this could really impact you. It might not impact you at all. I know that I personally don't use Apple products for business except for like an iPhone. And I know a lot of people use iPhones for business and then Macs for business as well. So this might really impact you. It might not, but it's just a good piece of information. Hopefully it doesn't mean that the giant is stumbling. Hopefully it means they're just reinvigorating their product line and they're going to come out with something even bigger and better for 2018 and 2019. So part of how we provide continuity for our clients is not using software, or not using a vendor that's been out there for 6 weeks or a year or two. We tend to use vendors that have been vetted, have a long track record, and have a consistent performance when it comes to the equipment that they provide. So it's like, while I absolutely love the Surface Pros, there have been some real issues with the Surface Pros as well. That being said, Microsoft has a track record as a company of standing behind what they make. So I would be willing to work with them as long as it was under warranty and I knew that they were going to be taking care of it. But that's also part of the reason why I would probably end up ordering my Surface Pros through Dell, oddly enough, because then it's attached to the Dell warranty team. And their warranty team is second to none. They are fantastic, which is a big part of why we use Dell as one of our vendors and one of our partners, because frankly, their warranties and service reports are fantastic. So if something goes wrong with one of your workstations, as long as it's under warranty, next day, or depending on the critical nature of the device, within 4 hours, somebody can be there with a part to replace and bring you back online. That's why we vet our vendors so carefully and our partners so carefully, because it really impacts our clients to be moving from thing to thing to thing to thing. Whereas, if you choose one of the big three, Dell, HP, or Lenovo, you're probably going to be safe. Apple isn't as much in the business sector, but it's a fairly stable company, so I feel fairly comfortable using them depending on the situation. But again, it's the reason we vet our vendors so carefully, is so that way they give a good experience to ourselves and to our clients. Interesting story that came across my desk this last week was that Best Buy is phasing out the CD. I'm surprised Best Buy hasn't been phased out, quite frankly. I love going to stores. I love browsing tech, but the very strong reality is I don't remember the last time I bought something at one of these stores. When I can go so readily to Amazon and purchase it there, or I can go so readily to one of my vendors, distribution partners, and order from them. Usually at a much better price and usually a lot faster shipping, unless I'm actually going to the store to pick it up. Does that spell the death of Best Buy? Well, possibly, but they've also diversified pretty heavily into a lot of different things besides just computer-oriented product. But the fact that the CD is going away kind of is the death knell for, what's the next thing going away? I really, iPods, I feel like they've really been kind of gone for a while now too, because everyone has the ability to do that on their phone. As to what the next piece of hardware going away, it's a really good question. I would say leave your comments below, because we're always interested in finding out what you think is going to be going away. Please leave us your comments below, and we'll see if we agree with you. But Dell recently started merging some of their divisions. So they merged their hyper-converged division, some of their VMware divisions, all under the server division. So that way they could actually more rapidly prototype and develop and come out with the next thing. I think it's actually probably a good idea, because they had so many different product lines. They had so much R&D going out the door for hyper-converged, VxRail, SANs, you name it. They had this huge list of research and development and kept acquiring companies and bundling it under them. While that's neat, it's also a lot of money being spent in a lot of different areas. So I think by them consolidating, it will allow us to have better hardware faster and for probably a better price. If you want to learn more about hyper-converged, we can find a really good article and put it in the link below. But effectively, it allows you to merge compute, storage, and have it be a very software-defined environment, allowing you to scale very rapidly. So hyper-converged is exciting stuff. It happens a lot in very large data centers. If you downloaded the latest version of Windows 10 lately, I think it's 1709, you might have noticed that they're doing their best to get away from a password. Who knew? Microsoft is trying to get away from passwords. You know, they're the ones who make you have these 8-character passwords with an uppercase, a lowercase, a special character, and a number. And you're just going from password number 1 to password number 2, or, you know, my dog is cute number 1, or whatever the fun passwords of the day are, or your birthday even, which don't do that, please. But they're actually going to face recognition, they're going to fingerprint recognition, and they're going to a PIN code. What's neat about each of these different methods is that, and we've been setting up a lot of PCs lately, and so we've been seeing this a lot, is it allows you to authenticate to your phone, either by text message or the Microsoft Authenticator app. And what's really nice about that is even if somebody had your password, I could give it to Ross right here behind the camera, and he couldn't log into my computer unless he had my phone as well. So it adds a big layer of security, because I know for sure I'm not going to let him have my phone, but now I might give him my password of 123456. No, I'm kidding. That's not actually my password. But it's interesting seeing Microsoft moving away from passwords and going more towards some kind of biometric recognition or some kind of two-factor authentication, which in my opinion, I think is really smart, because it starts eliminating a lot of the issues. And another thing to think about is if you really like doing away with passwords and having like truly unique, being truly unique, is looking at some kind of single sign-on application. So if you're using Office 365 integrated into your PC, and you have all your different business applications tied into Office 365, you can have one login for Office 365 that then rules your entire world, giving you a real nice single sign-on application experience. So give us a call. We might be able to help with something like that. Or we can actually look for just a good article, put it in the show notes below, and we'll be happy to, we're going to be happy helping you move to a passwordless state.